And thank you for watching KBOI 2 News Midday. I'm Brian Morin. We're going to get right to your top 11 stories at 11 today. Boise rescue crews responded this morning about 9:15 to a head-on crash. It happened at Gowan Road and Zeppelin Road near the National Guard base. Police say a 54-year-old grandfather was driving with his 5-year-old grandson. Investigators say he swerved into oncoming traffic, hit a commercial tire truck. The child did suffer minor injuries. He was in a booster seat. No word yet on the condition of the grandfather. The driver of the commercial truck is okay. And a body found in Arrow Rock Reservoir has been identified as a suspect in a Boise arson investigation. 2 paddleboarders found a pickup underwater yesterday. Boise County deputies and a dive team were sent to the scene, pulled that truck out of the water. When they did, that's when they discovered the man's body. They do believe he's been in the water more than a week. His identity has yet to be released. Boise police need your help finding a man considered missing and endangered. His name is Carlos. He's about 5 feet 4 inches tall, weighs about 180 pounds. He has black hair and brown eyes. Police say he was last seen in West Boise near Maple Grove and Ustick somewhere between 8 and 9 o'clock on Saturday night. He was wearing jean shorts, black Converse, and a t-shirt. And a heads up for drivers in Boise. Southbound Broadway Avenue now reduced down to 1 lane. This is from the Federal Way on-ramp to just north of the freeway. Crews are putting down new pavement and lane stripes, getting ready for a new traffic pattern. The Idaho Transportation Department says construction should wrap up by the end of this week. An army of police officers descended on the small town of Friendship, New York this weekend, searching for 2 escaped convicts. Friendship is close to the Pennsylvania border in the southwest portion of the state. Now, the convicts have been on the run for 2 weeks now. A woman in Friendship called 911 when she thought she spotted them.
My heart dropped. I called the dog. I grabbed my cell phone and went towards the house and dialed 911.
Now, coming in a few moments, see where police are focusing their search today, and it's nowhere near Friendship. And following the cold-blooded murder of 9 people inside a church in Charleston, hundreds gathered Sunday in South Carolina to attend a service. From strangers to city and state dignitaries, they all heard powerful messages from church leaders.
The blood of the Mother Emmanuel 9 requires us to work until not only justice in this case, but for those who are still living in the margin of life.
Church leaders say the best way to heal is by putting their faith in God. Douglas Hughes, the man who flew a gyrocopter and landed on the Capitol lawn, has rejected a plea deal that would have landed him in prison. Hughes says it doesn't seem fair for an act of civil disobedience where nobody got hurt. D.C., though, it's the most restricted airspace in the country. Hughes will have another hearing next month. Fire season picking up in the Treasure Valley. Crews still mopping up what's left of a fast-moving grass fire burning east of Parma. The BLM says it started about 5:30 last night. The fire got within 50 feet of homes.
Within about 15 minutes, the winds went from about 6 to 8 to about 35 to 40, and the fire blew up and went from about 6 to 8 acres to right now about 120 acres.
Coming up in a few moments, we will have more on that fire. And investigators are looking into what caused a fire in southeast Boise yesterday afternoon. It started near a hedge on Mallard Drive. Firefighters say the flames melted a fence and came close to a nearby dentist's office. Neighbors tell us they saw kids playing with matches in the area earlier. And a high-speed chase on I-84 lands a Nampa man in jail. Idaho State Police tried to pull over this man over the weekend. He's 31-year-old Tyler Tomlinson near 10 Mile eastbound I-84, but he took off. Tomlinson led troopers on a chase on the interstate at speeds up to 90 miles an hour. ISP was able to stop him from driving the wrong way on the connector, but he then took off on foot. Troopers caught up with Tomlinson near the Riverside Hotel in Garden City and took him into custody. The Nampa man now faces several charges, including eluding officers and possession of drugs and paraphernalia. And 2 young people were sent to the hospital after a driver fell asleep at the wheel. Idaho State Police say 22-year-old Alvis Davis fell asleep on I-84 near Black Creek Rest Area. This was yesterday afternoon. Davis overcorrected, rolled that vehicle. He and his passenger, 20-year-old Trevor Sheehan of Boise, were taken to St. Al's in Boise. Both were wearing seatbelts.